All right, so this is the book tour that y'all have been asking for. But first, before we get to the books, just gotta show the swords in all their glory. The updated Middle-earth map. Because, just pure sexiness right there. And try and keep this pretty darn quick. But yeah, there's gonna be more stuff that goes on this wall, but I just don't have it yet. All right, so top corner, we have some Critical Role pins. So we got Vox Machina, Mighty Nine, and Bell's Hells. Episode 91 of Bell's Hells, y'all. That's all I can say. Me and my first nephew, Riley. Of course, we have to have the BB-8. Sentimental loon that I have. This my grandmother gave me a long time ago. It's a piggy bank. And then my small but slowly growing sections of manga. I'm definitely going to be needing to get more. And then everything else is alphabetical. So let me zoom out a little bit. So we've got some Joe Abercrombie, which I've not read yet, but definitely plan on it. We've got Hitchhiker's Guide. Almost all of this, and by almost I mean literally all of this, is sci-fi fantasy. I do have one section that isn't, but I'll get to that. This is a YA series here that I haven't read in many, many years, but I liked it and was one of the first things to get me back into sci-fi fantasy. Then we've got some Travis Baldree. If you aren't familiar with the sci-fi fantasy genre, this is a really easy way to get into it. It's super light, kind of what's called cozy fantasy. Not a whole lot there. Legends and Lattes is first, then Bookshops and Bone Dust. These are my versions from Broken Binding, and I do have another deluxe version. I love them. And then we got some randoms that I haven't read either of these or all three of these. And then I have Pierce Brown's oh my gosh, Red Rising series does. I've read these three. I have not read these two yet. There is another book here, but I don't have it. I am the minority who doesn't really love the series a whole lot, to be honest. I'm the opposite of what everybody else says. I loved the first one and I liked it less as it went on. Eventually, I will read the following three, but just haven't got there. Then I have all of the Dresden Files books that have been published thus far. There's one missing right here that is currently on my coffee table because I'm reading it right now. I gotta move my chair out of the way here so that I can get into the next corner. It's got a 20-pound blanket on it, so it's, yeah, my place is still a mess. And then I got some Critical Role comics there. Okay, and then I have basically one of my all-time favorite authors now, Ryan Cahill books. Cahill, however you want to pronounce it. I don't care, just buy it and read it because, oh my goodness gracious, golly gee. One of the best things I've ever read of all times. There's one other author that I will gush over heavily, but basically if you like Tolkien, so Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, and you want a bit of a modern twist on it, go with these guys. The very first one of Blood and Fire, I have 2 copies because this is a special edition, which I will have a slipcase coming for, and a special edition of the fall as well coming, because I will buy everything that this man ever puts out ever. Yeah, the very first books is very Tolkien influenced, which I love, and then just goes bananas. This last one is over 1,000 pages long. Totally worth it. Ender's Game, The Alchemist, and then in the teeny tiny corner, Mockingjay. Then this is my Hobbes section, which I've yet to read, to be honest, but I'll get there. Then we got some dice, because why not? Then you got like a squishy thing. It's like a gumdrop. Most of the knickknacks I have on my bookshelf are actually just things I couldn't find places for, so I put there. And then we have Dune. Then we got a Critical Role chunky D20. Then we got more YA, Dragon books. Again, I kept them because I did enjoy them. They're well below my reading level now, but sometimes you just need that, and they're good smut, basically. They're comfort level. I gotta get around the chair again. filming this is top quality when you don't have a lot of space. Then there's Never Die by Rob J. Hayes, and Flames of Mira, which I haven't read yet, but it's been highly recommended on YouTube. Same with this guy here. And this is the other author that I will gush and gush and gush and gush and gush about. John Gwynne. Again, if you want to get into really good fantasy, pick up John Gwynne. A lot of the comments are saying that Malice, the very first book he ever put out, is a little bit slow, but once it gets going, man, oh man, does it ever. I didn't find it slow. I don't mind slow burns because they really invest in the character. These 4 books here, Malice, Valor, Ruin, and Wrath, are the very first quartet. A Time of Dread, Blood, and Courage are a trilogy that is set in the same world, but like way in the future. And then the Bloodsworn Saga, which is Hunger of the Gods and Shadow of the Gods, or I guess Shadow of the Gods and Hunger. Anyway, that is a new trilogy that the 3rd book is coming out in October. This one is a brand new one. It's a Norse mythology. I will be starting this book very, very soon. I purposefully held off reading these 2 until the 3rd one came out. Unfortunately, John Gwynne lost his daughter, so it took a little bit longer to come out than expected. And I'm torn reading them because I don't want to finish reading the John Gwynne that I have, because then I'll know that I've read everything he's written, and that makes me happy and sad all at the same time. Random little bookmarks, bunch of coffee beans makes my room smell good. And then that's just like a random knick-knacky thing back there. Right, then we got some more random books. These are Daniel Green's very popular booktuber. He just launched a Kickstarter, or an announcement of a Kickstarter that'll be starting in May to get like the definitive edition between these 2. So I think that's gonna be really cool to read the difference between this and like what he's done with it since. Then we have another one of my favorite all-time authors and my favorite books ever, Jurassic Park, in the Folio Society editions. It's the only Folio Society editions I have because I just love them. Then we have the first 3 in like a 9-book series for The Expanse. I've yet to read it, but I will get there. And same with these. I got those for Christmas many, many years ago and have yet to read them. Then we have all of Robert Jordan's Wheel of Time. I am finished now everything that Robert Jordan wrote by himself, and I'm about to finish start the last 3 that Brandon Sanderson had to finish on Robert Jordan's behalf, because unfortunately he passed before he could get there. Very, very much love it. I'm through the slog now, so yeah, it's gonna get good. All right. Then we have my small but slowly growing Stephen King section. I do also have Misery, but my sister has it right now. We have a couple Kwong books. We have my current favored dice. For those of you who play D&D and are dice goblins, you know what I mean when I say my current favorite, because it's constantly changing depending on how they betray me, which is why I haven't used those in a while, because when I used those, I died. Then we have Books at the RC by Ursula K. Guin. This is a huge, huge volume. Yet to read it, but purchased it because apparently they were going to change some of the themes, and I, wanted to get there. Lies of Locke Lamora. This is a trilogy, but it's also sort of a standalone. And then haven't read this one yet. I did read this one. I liked it quite a bit. Not sure if I'll keep it. All right, then we got J.R.R. Martin. Of course, Game of Thrones. I've got a little, Ego is the Enemy pin coin here. I'll put that there for now. And then you got a little bit more YA at the end with a random candle. Sorry, I don't have room in my den to do this book tour, which is why I never was gonna do it, but I was like, I'm gonna do it anyways. Try and get this chair out of here. All right, now coming down, we got a little thing for our Parker here. We have Brandon like this is the Sanderlanche right here. We've got the 4 of now 5 secret projects that I haven't actually physically opened, but I have read them on Kindle. Then we have his Stormlight Archive books, his Arcanum Unbound, and Mistborn trilogy, and Warbreaker and Elantris. Elantris took me so long to read because I was reading it while I was moving, and I just never really got around to it. And then I have some Drizzt books. I've heard nothing but good things about this series. I just haven't yet started it. And then I have a Ravenclaw set of Harry Potter books. I bought these, 1, because they were on sale, 2, because I am Ravenclaw through and through, and 3, because eventually when I do get around to reading the series again, I don't want to read my original books again, especially the first 3, because they are falling apart. They are the originals, and I just don't want to do that to them. Then we got some Percy Jackson. I've got some Terry Pratchett, which I will definitely be getting more of. And then we have another YA section here, Wizard of Oz books. I'm a sucker for anything Wizard of Oz. I absolutely adore it. Again, below my reading level, but I don't care because they were just good fun. All right, and then we come down to the Witcher series. I've only read the 2 prequels and the first one, so I still have 5 more to go. And then we have the Priory of the Orange Tree, which I've yet to read, and 3 V.A. Schwab books, which again I've heard nothing nothing other than good things about, but haven't read it yet. Hyperion, same thing. I've got the Bone Shard trilogy. We've got some sci-fi trilogies. Supposedly this is a really good comfort, cozy read as well, but again, haven't quite got there yet. Then we have my Tolkien section. So we have the 3, we have The Hobbit, The Silmarillion, and then The Lord of the Rings itself with the One Ring on it. And then we have The Hobbit and the trilogy again in the illustrated editions with The Silmarillion, The Hobbit facsimile, and then Beren and Luthien. And then we have the last little section of the bookshelf here, which the only things I've read on there are the Murderbot series, which are dynamite. And then down here, really not a whole lot interesting to you guys, I'm sure. Just journals and stuff like that. So ones I've used, ones I haven't yet. And then in here, we have some puzzles and my non-sci-fi fantasy books that I decided to keep. I had, like the boxes that like paper comes in, like from Staples and stuff like that. This is just more puzzles over there. That I had 6 boxes that I ended up donating. And then behind here, I do have some hue lights to give some background essence to, which I won't turn on now because I need my phone to turn it on. But that's my bookshelves, and I'm sure I will be adding more eventually. If you check out my Instagram, which is just Pens and Tea, A Bookish Canadian, that's my book one. If you check that out, you'll see pictures that I have with that on. But that's the first iteration of my bookshelf, guys. Like, subscribe, do all the things, comment, what have you read, what have you not read, what do you like, what do you not like? And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye.